book of Jonah, Micah, and Nahum. Let's do it. The book of Jonah, you saw it. It is weird. It is different. It's not the typical God is saying blah, 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 and people are going to do this. And blah, blah, blah. No, this is very much read like a story. And we're reading the story of Jonah and what is happening. And Jonah is this really salty, bitter, just frustrated guy because Jonah is like, I know I'm right type of thing. He has a little bit of pride to him, right? Throughout the story of Jonah, Jonah does a lot of things. Now, Jonah in itself is such a layered book, depending on the angle that you read it from. If you read it from something that is just a story, which is what we're doing this time, we see that Jonah was a guy that was dealing with knowing the heart of God, but not understanding why he should be involved. Then you have the other aspect of how God was so merciful to Nineveh and was willing to rescue them simply because they changed their heart. Something was so simple, so easy to do, that wasn't even his own people. It wasn't Israel. It was a whole other nation. And God said, I'm going to destroy you. And then when he sent the warning, he didn't, because they repented, because they changed the way they thought. And so we see the conclusion of the story, how Jonah's like, I already knew you were going to do this. I already knew you would do it. I didn't want to come over here because I knew you were going to do this. And gets all frustrated and bitter about it. Yet God is like, Jonah, what's your problem? You didn't do anything other than relay the message. So what right do you have to be justified in your anger? And he's like, well, just let me die then. What? This is supposed to be the prophet of God. This is supposed to be someone that is representing the voice of God to the people. And he's gotten to the point where he's bitter and he doesn't even want to do it anymore. And he's fed up with it. And Nineveh saved, and the story ends. Then we go into Micah. And Micah follows another level of storytelling where God is essentially saying the same thing he's been saying all along. And Micah almost echoes what Isaiah was saying. And just, hey, the destruction of Babylon, the destruction of Assyria, the destruction of Nineveh, the destruction of all these things. And all of it is going to happen because you are prideful, because you are arrogant, because you have decided to put yourself above everyone else. And now the succession will continue. Every other king, every other nation that comes after Assyria is going to follow the same pattern. You're going to be big, get prideful, get huge in your heart, huge in your mind, and crumble before the feet of God because God needs to save his people. And that doesn't change. And so Micah is the retelling and the direct connection to how God is going to deal with Israel and how he's going to deal with the rest of the world. That if the rest of the world can just humble themselves and find hope, trust, faith, belief in our God, that they'll be okay. But until then, destruction and rule will come until the Messiah returns. Finally, concluding with Nahum. And now Nahum is short and it's pungent because Nahum, he speaks about the destruction of Nineveh. And we just read in Jonah that he rescued Nineveh. But then we see in Nahum, he's going to destroy Nineveh. He's going to destroy the nation. And he's basically saying, you guys have fallen again. You've tried to go back to your sin. And we repeat the cycle again of hopelessness, of loss, of destruction, of corruption, of people being mistreated and misused. And we saw it in Micah as well, how the priests were embezzling these funds and taking advantage of the people. We saw it in Jonah that even the people of God, the ones that were trying to honor God, were being bitter and frustrated when the pagans and those that didn't even believe in the Lord were willing to sacrifice and just do whatever they could to be saved. Humanity needs a savior, and it's just increasing in volume as we continue to read the small prophets, and it's going to continue to increase until our Messiah comes. That's all I have for you guys today. I'll catch you in the next one.